2 more minutes. One more minute. All right, this is Castravery Talks again. So we're going to talk about hurt and pain, something that people really run from. It's something that they try to suppress all the time. And this is called Choose Your Hurt. There's two paths of pains. It's actually a lot of different types of pains, but I'm going to be focusing on two specific parts, which is the natural pain and the spiritual pain. But you do have the ability to choose your hurt. And you're probably saying, well, that sounds crazy. Why would somebody choose to hurt? But once you choose to hurt, you're choosing to heal. So when you're choosing to hurt, you're choosing to heal about dealing with that hurt. So I have a question. Starting off, did you target the pain? Did you target the pain? Did you choose what hurt you wanted to feel? Or did you just say, I'm going to sweep it on the rug, I'm going to mask this pain, I don't want to deal with this pain, I don't want to interrupt anything that's going on in my life because I don't want to hurt. So I'm going to be bringing some statuses and things. Of course, everything is fresh manner, but I am going to put some statuses in your ear, and I'm going to be sharing a testimony as well. I think this happened like roughly a month ago about God speaking to me about the lady. So it's even vital to hear on behalf of other people, even if you don't know them. So a lot of people are hurting. They're going through a lot of different things. And because they're going through a lot of different things, they're facing things and they don't know how to deal with the pain. But I'm here to help you deal with the pain. All right, so let's talk about choose your hurt first. Let's talk about that. So anytime that you are choosing your hurt, you're choosing to suffer. Meaning you have decided which type of pain you want to carry. So this can be a short-term discomfort or it can be a long-term suffering. And you may regret staying in this same situation, or you have a free option to deal with the pain. So we're going to talk about the pain naturally first, and then I'm going to talk from the spiritual standpoint. The pain that is natural is the action of what is hurting on your body. Meaning you could have fell on the ground, or you could have cut something on your body, or you could have did something, and this is the external part, your skin, and it hurts. And so this is the action of your pain. Oh, I fell on the ground. Oh, I hit my knee. Oh, I hit my toe. Whatever it is. So you're going to learn from that pain and say, I'm going to watch where I'm going next time. I'm going to watch how I step down next time. I'm going to watch and look, because this hurts. This doesn't feel good. So when you're going through a natural pain, that means you make the choice to pick the struggle of what you want to feel. So I'm going to ask you again, did you target the pain? Did you choose to hurt? Or did you choose to remain? What is it that you felt you needed to do besides hurt? A lot of people run from hurting. When you healing, it hurts. And so when you choose your hurt, you are making a choice to struggle with whatever it was that you didn't want to deal with at that point in time. So this is where I get into statuses. We all over the place. I might flow as a poet because I feel poetry bubbling up in me as well. When I'm going to flow, like the Holy Spirit wants me to flow. All right. Everything done right will always hurt. Everything done wrong will always feel good. You pick your poison or you pick your position. It's all left up to you. So when you choose your hurt, that means that if I do the right thing, I know this is going to hurt. I know this is going to prick me in some sense. But if I do the wrong thing, it's going to make my flesh feel good. But you're going to suffer spiritually because you're going to get convicted. So you either pick your poison or your position. Whichever you pick, that's what you choose to hurt with. Now, there are more consequences when you are doing things wrong. Whereas there are less consequences when you are doing things right, but it still hurts. It hurts to be saved. It hurts to stay saved. It hurts to serve God. It hurts to obey. It feels good when you disobey God. It feels good when you go on the opposite way. It feels good when you say, "No, I'm finna go, lay down, go to sleep. I ain't finna do nothing that God told me." That feel good. But it hurts to do right. And this is why people don't like to heal, because it hurts. It doesn't feel good. So everything done the right way will always hurt. Everything done the wrong way will feel good. You pick your poison or your position. So you either pick whether you want to be positioned in the place of your hurt or you want to be poisoned in your hurt. Either way it goes, there are consequences. We're still talking about the path of the natural pain. All right? You accept that it doesn't matter what I go through in this despair. I still got to get this task done, or I still got to work hard. I can't quit on my healing. A lot of people are sleeping on themselves in this area. They want to heal, but they don't want to put the necessary work in to heal. So guess what? They're finding every excuse in the book. They're finding every excuse that they can think of because they don't want to heal. Now they will holler all day, "Well, I want to heal. I want to be set free. I want to be delivered. I want to whatever." But it isn't until they decide that, okay, I'm either going to pick my poison or I'm going to pick my position. So you choose the hurt. You choose the pain. You choose the remains. So this is why I get into that testimony that I posted. I think it's been a month now, but I'm going to put it into your hand because it ties in. I say it is so important to listen to God when He say leave at a certain time. I've been a weeping mess all day. I ran into this woman today during that time as I was getting me something to drink. The Lord said stand beside her. She didn't have enough, so I reached in my pocket and I gave her what I had to conclude her purchase. I felt the suicidal spirit on her as she stood beside me. And because I love to hug people, I have to ask first, because I just can't up and hug people. You have to ask people, because that is their personal space. So I said, can I give you a hug? I said, is it okay? Can I give you a hug? When I hugged the woman, she broke. She said, I felt like dying today, but your hug saved my life. Now I want to stop right there. I am a big hugger. I love to hug people. When I hug them, I squeeze them. That's just something that I do. I have a grip on them. And so in that moment, when the Lord directed me to this woman was hurting. Now, if I wouldn't have never obeyed God when he told me, well, leave at this certain time to go to the store and get your drink, I would have missed the opportunity to help heal that person in that moment. So when you choose your position, that means that you are taking care of somebody else's poison. You're taking care of somebody else's hurt. You're taking care of somebody else's pain. I'm put on earth to save people's lives. And it's not just with my words, but it's with my hugs as well. So the lady said, I've been drained all day. The enemy has been talking to me all day. I know God sent you to me. I just can't explain what it is that I'm feeling concerned to you. But I know God sent you to me. I got in that car and I was crying like a baby. Because if I have not did what God told me to do, leaving at a certain time, I would have missed a divine appointment helping heal that lady. And I used to be suicidal, so it didn't take me long to pick up that suicidal spirit. So do you really know what people are going through? People are really hurting out here. They're not voicing it. But God's going to have you to pick it up in the spiritual realm. They're not telling you that they're hurting. They're not telling you that they're going through. They're not telling you that they're facing things. But if you are anointed like you say you are, if you oily like you say you are, then you're going to pick up something that person have done or did. So I knew exactly what she was facing. God saved a life through my hug. She doesn't know that I have a healing anointing on my life. All she knew is she said just something. I knew God sent you to me, but it's just something on you. Because in that moment, it wasn't about ministry, by mouth or by actions. Now I'm going to put emphasis on it, because people often think that ministry is about mouth all the time, but it's not. Ministry can be about hugging. Ministry can be you listening. Ministry can be you tapping that person on their shoulder, you rubbing their back, you're soothing them, you're consoling them. That's ministry as well, because you have a healing anointing on your life. So guess what? You can't do everything with your hands. Clean hands, pure hearts. The more pure you are, the more you can help heal. The more pure you are, the more you can help set people free. The more pure you are, the more you can get people to destiny. So ministry is not always by mouth, but by action. She said, I feel so good. I have enough strength to make it through the month. Now, why would I have not did what God told me to do? Then there's no way I could have allowed that to happen, as God used me for that to even come out of her mouth. When I hugged her, she said I had enough strength to make it through the month. So who's speaking into your life? Who's pouring into your life? Who's giving you just a simple hug? Who's calling and saying, well, you know, I'm just checking on you? That stuff, it keeps people alive. You know, you've been on my heart. You've been on my mind. You know, I was just thinking about you. I just wanted to call and hear your voice. That's the type of person I am. I don't even want that mind. I just want to hear your voice. They're going to light up, because they often thought, well, you know, I thought people forgot about me. You know, I thought didn't nobody love me. You know, I thought that I wasn't worthy. You know, whatever the enemy had going on in their brain. So a simple phone call can keep a person alive. Because people are not going to tell you what they're going through. They're not going to tell you. Unless you pick it up in the spiritual realm or you're connected to that person. So go give somebody a hug. Rub them on their back. Call them and check up on them. Whatever God tell you to do. Because that can be your moment of action of taking their pain away. Because they're going through so many different things. They're just facing so many different things in their lives. And they don't have nobody to turn to. And they saying, well, God, you know, I don't know what's going on. You know, it seems like everybody's after me. It seems like, you know, nobody wants to deal with me. Whatever the case may be. And then he sent your little tail to them to get them in order. To help heal. Alright? So the other pain is spiritual, which is inaction. That means that you're waiting in regrets. You're staying stuck. You're feeling weak. And you feel like you're fading away. Now, I'm going to talk about my own experience from me dealing with pain. And how God healed me. Ever since I was a little girl, I dealt with pain. And I used to say, well, God, why am I going through all this pain? This stuff hurts. It doesn't feel good. It feel like I'm dying. And so as I'm getting older and was getting older and constantly growing up, it seemed like I would always face a significant part of a pain. And I'm like, God, I'm just tired of hurting. But it wasn't until I had to deal with the hurt that I began to heal. So God healed the little girl in me at 28 years old. I'm now roughly 36. Because the little girl in me was screaming, I want to be loved. I want to be held. I want to be touched. I want this. I want that. Because I didn't get that as a little girl. So that caused me to be in relationships of bondages and relationships of toxic stuff and all that ratchet stuff. You know, trauma bonding and all that stuff. It caused me to be in those types of relationships. It wasn't so much of me picking the wrong men. But I will always bond with something or someone off pain. So when God healed me from that, I started looking at relationships different. I started looking at love different. But if I still had those same lenses at 28, at the age of 36 now, I'd be in trouble. But because God healed me, I choose to hurt. I choose to sit in it. A lot of people don't want to hurt. They think that, okay, I can skip the process and I can skip. No. You got to really sit in that if you want to heal. And people don't like healing. So they want everything to be a quick fix. And I'm telling you, when you are healing, that stuff hurts really, really bad. The spiritual intake in this, when God heals you spiritually, you're going to be purging. And you could probably be at that altar every Sunday. Or you're going to be laid out on that altar at prayer, whatever. And people talking about you and why they always going up there to the altar, but you don't know how much they're hurting. You don't know how much they're dealing with. You don't know what they got to go back home to either. They'll say, oh, well, you know, it don't take all that. It does. Because my faith stayed on the altar. Because I was suicidal. And it might didn't look like I was suicidal because all I do is smile. My smile is sincere, so you can't see through that. That's all I do is smile. But nobody knew that I was suicidal. Nobody knew that I was going through anything because I never showed it. And my dress code never shows it either. Nobody would never know that I was going through anything unless I open my mouth and say, look, I'm going through. You know, can you pray for me? Other than that, they would have thought, well, you know, you doing a lot of smiling. You know, it seems like you ain't going through nothing. So you can't be fooled by people's smiles. You can't be fooled by what they got on. Because everybody go through something or going through some things. So they would judge what you got on, how good you're looking, all of it. And your mental state is all over the place. You suicidal, you're hurting about something didn't work out, but you're not showing it. So when you're targeting the pain, you're choosing to sit in the pain. So spiritually, you're going to be doing a lot of purging, snotting, crying, because that is the root of the healing. When you get cut or anything, they have anti-bacterial cream, all this stuff to soothe the pain. They got muscle rub, all that stuff. If your muscles hurt, you can get some muscle rub it on your hand wherever you hurt that, it's gonna stop the pain. But what do you do when you only got Jesus to deal with the stuff in the inside? Excuse me, he ain't letting nobody help you. He ain't letting nobody get the glory concerning this healing. It's going to be you and God. So you choose your hurt. You choose how much you want to hurt. You choose how much you want to cry. You choose how much you want to die inside. You have authority in all areas. So when you're making the choice to hurt, and this pain is in action, it can either break you or make you. But hopefully it builds a plan where your pain doesn't take over your mind. But God give you a strategic moment or move to help you get through the hurting parts of where you are. So how to let go of someone who hurt you? I'm going a different route. And this can go from any type of relationship. Romantic, platonic, business, whatever. It can go for any type of relationship. So how to let go of someone who hurt you? You got to acknowledge the pain. Get on that phone and call them. Text them. Look, you hurt me. You know, this don't feel good. I don't like this. You got to be very, very expressive. If they don't want to talk on the phone, they want to answer the phone, text them. Write them. Get in their inbox. Whatever. Release. Release, release, release. You got to acknowledge the pain without judging. Every time you see this person, you say they hurt me. But you ain't letting it go, and that's why you ain't healed. Every time you see them, they makes me sick. You ain't gonna never heal because of the declarations that you are making. You got to redirect your focus toward personal healing. What couch therapy is personal healing. All that other stuff when you go to church, that's spiritual healing. Couch therapy is an outreach ministry to help people heal childhood trauma, heal stuff that they done went through, going through, whatever. That is personal healing. So letting go is the active choice of releasing, because you're going to resent your own peace, your own joy, is going to fall in a behavior that takes over your mind. You got to allow the grief. Whatever you are grieving from, God is going to allow you to grieve this last relationship. You got to grieve this last relationship. I felt that strongly. You got to grieve this last relationship, so when the new man come, when the new woman come, you won't be grieving. You're going to be healed from that person. So if you feel sad, feel sad. If you feel angry, feel angry. If you feel betrayed, don't rush your grieving process. A lot of people are rushing their grieving process. And they're not allowing themselves to grieve. Grief is sneaky. One minute you smiling about something that you lost, the next minute you crying. I'm still on the journey with losing my mom. Some days, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I don't call nobody, I don't talk to nobody, nothing. I just be in complete silence because it's still unbelievable. Yes, I have acknowledged it. Yes, I have accepted. I'm no longer in denial, but it's still painful. So writing helps me deal with it. I ain't say cope, deal. I have to write because it still doesn't seem real. When I can't pick up the phone and call my mom just to hear a joke. That's where I get all that joking and stuff from. Her and my dad. Both of them be joking. I can't call anymore. You got to allow the grief. At one point, I can relate to this pain. When people used to come to me for couch therapy and they have lost a loved one, I couldn't relate to that pain. I had to refer them to somebody else because that wasn't the pain that I was in. But now, God is grooming me. Because when couch therapy really get back from being buried, I'm going to be helping people grieve that has lost a loved one. But I'm going through it myself. So you got to allow yourself to grieve. This relationship that didn't work out. You got to stop beating yourself up concerning the relationship. Just grieve it and deal with it. You choose your hurt. You choose your pain. But all in all, you still have to acknowledge where you are in your pain. That's by sitting in the pain. Well, you know, this pain hurts. This doesn't feel good. That means that you're expressing it. You're talking it out. You're not allowing grief to take over. I'm telling you, grief is sneaky. 1 minute, yeah, and you're in the house just laughing. One time I was driving, I just bust out the crying. And I said, I want my mom. That's all I was saying when I was driving. I had to pull over because it came out of nowhere. So grief comes out of nowhere. It's like a sneak attack. You'll go through mixed emotions. You'll go through different phases. It's something I can't really explain it because everybody grieve different. But you got to allow yourself to grieve. All right? Stop searching for answers. This get people in trouble. Well, why this person hurt me? Why they keep doing this? Why? They ain't gonna never tell you. Because they want you to keep hurting. They want you to be sad. They want you to be in your emotions and everything is mixing and you got mixed signals. You got to stop searching for answers and pay attention to the patterns. Meaning you got to let go of trying to make them understand or try to figure out why they caused the harm. A lot of you all are punishing yourself because you're trying to allow a person to see something that they know they did. They know they hurt you. They know they cheated on you. They know all this stuff. The only thing you're doing is boosting their ego when you're saying, well, why you keep doing this? Why you keep saying it? Why you keep taking me down this road? You got to stop searching for answers and just deal with the pain. All right, write it out. I was ahead of myself like always. Express, 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 express. your raw thoughts, and don't run from your thoughts. You got to clear your mind and clear your heart and say, okay, I'm thinking about this and I really need to write this down. This don't feel good. Where does pain come from? Where does thing come from? Where this stuff coming from? You got to write it out. Because if you don't write it out, then you're not going to target the pain. People are saying right now, I'm tired of hurt. Well, what you gonna do about it? I'm tired of crying about the same stuff. Well, what you gonna do about it? I'm tired of going down the same road. Well, what you gonna do about it? Choose your hurts. Choose your pain. You got to understand fully where you are, what's going on, and why you are doing these things. Alright, I'm wrapping this word up. So I'm going to talk about pain management just a little bit. 4 years ago, God had me to teach for 12 days on pain management. I talked about all the different pains. It was very, very interesting, to say the least. But I'm just going to talk about pain management at large. What is the root cause of your pain? Why is this pain structuring? Did this pain build you for where you are now? Or you still feel targeted in this pain? What is the approach of the root cause of the pain? Or are you running from the pain? You have to ask yourself these questions so you can know where you stand. When you go sit in front of a therapist, the first thing they're going to ask is, how do you feel? How do you feel? With couch therapy, this is my saying, lay it on me. What does lay it on me means? It means tell me everything that you're going through, and I'm recording. I got my little recording thing, or I'm writing and jotting down the specifics thing. Oh, okay. You said this, you said that. Okay, we're going to put this over here, we're going to put this over here. When you get finished talking, when you get finished crying, when you get finished snotting, whatever, you get yourself together, then that's when we start evaluating the pain and why you are sitting with me. So you done wrote down the key points of what the person have said. So once you write all that down, you ask them, well, how do you feel now? And they be like, I feel so good. I done got that off my chest. I've been holding that in for 20 years. I've been holding that in for 40 years. I have been holding that in for 10 years. So they have gotten their release. But still, at the end of the day, when they get out my face, laying it on me, they still got work to do outside of therapy. You still got to get yourself in tune with Jesus. Jesus and therapy. Without both, it's not a balanced thing. You got to have Jesus and therapy. Therapy and Jesus. Practical and spiritual. Spiritual and practical. Because this helps you understand the balance of your feelings. Well, I kind of feel weighted down today. I don't feel good on this side. You're like a scale. You're trying to see what's going on. But the whole entire time, you're not talking about the pain that is causing you to be leaning on this side or leaning on this side. All right? You got to protect your space. Everybody shouldn't be in your space when you are healing. Whatever pain that you're going through, you got to start voicing the pain that you are going through. Because everybody don't care. Some people are happy that you're going through that pain. Some people are happy that you're hurt. Some stuff doesn't need to be voiced. Because this is the trick of the enemy and also unnecessary warfare. So a person know, oh, this person hurting about this or they hurting about this. So guess what? They're going to invite something else into that. And now you got something else on your mind. Now something else is targeting where you are or what you're supposed to be doing. So you got to protect your space. Ensure yourself that if I position myself in this place, then I won't feel like, people are up against me. Some journeys you have to heal alone. All healing will not be general. And this is what get people in trouble as well. They voice everything on social media. And, people do what they want, to each his own. But you have to come with the consequences of how you are putting your healing out there, because it's general. So you really won't heal like that, because you're too busy healing out loud instead of protecting your space. So when you put this stuff out on social media, you choosing to hurt. You choosing to pain. Because guess what? Everybody always got to come back. You getting on live telling all your business, and you getting on live crying, and y'all do what y'all want to do. That's just something I ain't never doing. You're getting on live talking about whatever it is that you're talking about, but you still not healing. You didn't choose to hurt because you didn't choose to forgive. You didn't choose to hurt because you didn't choose to cry. You didn't choose to hurt because you didn't choose to heal. So now other people are targeting your pain. Other people are telling you how to heal because you put it out there. I don't need nobody to tell me how to heal from anything, because you weren't there when I got hurt. You weren't there when I was getting abused. You weren't there when I was going through a divorce. So there's no way I'm getting on social media letting a targeted audience, people I ain't never seen a day in my life, tell me how to heal. So this is why people healing is clogged up, or they're not healing, because they run the social media for everything. So you choosing your hurt and your pain. And then guess what? They get on here again the next year and still talking about that same pain. Y'all ain't ready. Choose your hurt. Because it was never about healing, no way. It was about running up a bag off their stories. And again, to each his own. That's how y'all make y'all money. Then whoop-de-doo. But I would never, ever in my life, you don't have to read my books. You don't have to buy it. Everything that I talk about, I write it. I'm getting a bag a different way. So, people choose their hurt and their pain, while a targeted audience is telling you and voicing what you need to do with your family member, with your husband, and with your wife. And these people don't live with y'all. Too many opinions. Too many voices. And God ain't nowhere in it. These people telling y'all how to raise y'all children. What? Huh? These babies came out of me. Not getting on social media asking about nothing about my children that I'm in the house with every day. I'm trying to make a point. Did you target the pain? That means that you are too open. And you still bleeding. Did you still get on social media? I mean wide open bleeding. Just blood everywhere. And still not healed. So you choose your hurt. You choose your pain. All right. I'm finna flow as a poet because this stuff bubbling in me. I tried to ignore it, but I got to give it to you and minister through the way that God wants it to be ministered. But I'm telling you, if you are going through a process of healing, it's going to hurt. It's not going to feel good. You can be going through a situation right now as I speak. The Lord wants you to get in his space and his space only. He don't want you getting on social media. He don't want you running to your leaders. He don't want you running to the pre-members. He don't want you running to your children. He don't want you running to your addictions. He don't want you running to your habits. He wants to see you face to face, so you can lay it on. Come, all who are wrapped up in burdens. Come, my child. Come, my son. Come, my daughter. Come to me. God, that is, not me. So he can fix the broken heart. So he can fix the shattered pieces. So he can fix where you're not winning. So he can fix everything that need fixing. Come, my child. So you can contact where you need to be, so he can remove all the deficiencies. So he can remove all of the feelings, all of the cycles, all of the dealings. So he can remove the anger. So he can remove the unnecessary weight. You got to protect your heart, protect your mind, protect your spirit, protect everything concerning your faith. God wants to bring health. He wants to bring joy. He wants to bring trust. He wants to bring you more. He wants to bring you a redefined story where you will no longer hurt anymore. But you got to anchor yourself in God. Come, my child. Come, my son. Come, my daughter. It's time to move forward. It's time to release your heart to me. You have been drowning in blood. You have been drowning and you can't see. You explaining too much and you still hurting. I need you to pick me. I need you to see me. I need you to acknowledge where you are in me. Did you target the pain? Did you target the discomfort? Or did you target the system? But clarified, no justice. Was the treatment specific? Or did you provide the regular details? The location, the last, and the specifics, the mask is coming off. The lifestyle of adjustments is the impact. But did you hear from that? Did you try to reduce the pain? Are you walking? Are you swimming? Are you playing games? God's getting ready to erase the pain directly from your heart, from your spirit, because you don't know where to start. There's an agenda for your pain. There's a war. There's a stigma. There's a suffering. And there's a horror. There's a plan that's getting ready to calculate you into a big, great win. You're probably saying, well, this is the worst pain that I have ever felt. The Lord said, come so he can ease the pain. Come so he can ease the headache. Come to feel the breeze. I got everything that you need. I'm contending for your heart. I'm contending for your soul. I am here for you. I am so sorry you are hurting. Give it to me now. You can't handle it. You can't grasp it. Let it go. Clean yourself up. This pain will be no more. And yes, everything happened for a reason, but I need you to stay strong. I need you to tell me exactly how you feel. Acknowledge the pain. Sit in the pain. Drench the pain. Drink the pain. Because the most important part is healing. Healing from the harm. Healing for what was. Healing from the force. Healing from the injury. Healing from the dead things that is causing more damage than a secret. Why must I go through this pain? Why must I deal with this strain? Why must I feel this in the inside of my body? The sickness, the diseases, the elements. I just want to be free. I need help. I need guidance. Because I'm tired of repeating the same thing. Tell me more, my child. The pain on my brain is running wild. I can't describe this condition. But I know it's trying to take me out spiritually, financially, in my career, in my family, in my health, in the social, no balance. But I feel burnt out in my intellect. I'm trying to find my way. But it seems like I keep addressing my faults. And I keep taking the blame. I can't relate to the friendship. I can't relate to the community. I can't relate to the relationship. I can't relate to the children. But I can only relate to what is hurting me. Come, my child. Give me the pain. Give me the time that is waste. You are fractured. And you need healing. You are fractured. And you need to be processed. You are fractured. And you need to be endured. From all the things that have burnt you. From all the things that have scarred you. From all the measuring of your wounds. Come, my child. Come, son. Come, daughter. And give it all to me. I need to go deep. I need you to be scratched. All the shattered pieces is coming together. And you will no longer have to deal with what's next. God's getting ready to shift your whole life. And it's through healing. Whatever God has told you to do, you got to stop running from who you are as a person. You're never going to get to the new version of who you are and what you're supposed to be doing. You got to choose your hurt. You really got to sit in these things in order for you to grow, in order for you to be set free, in order for you to accompany the different styles of what you no longer want in your life. You got to give everything to God. A lot of you all are holding on to stuff because you feel like you're going to have separation anxiety. Or you're just holding on to stuff because this is all you know. But those familiar spirits get you in trouble. And because things are so familiar, it is causing you to miss out on your healing. When God heals you in whatever area that you're asking God to heal you from or heal you through, It's not going to be the way that you are expecting. I'm hearing trauma. Somebody somewhere is watching this live stream. You have been asking God to heal you from trauma. But today is your day. Say, God, I'm giving it to you. I'm tired. I don't even want to fuss about this no more. You got to choose to hurt. If you don't choose to hurt, you're not going to get rid of the trauma, whoever this may be for. I'm hearing trauma screaming loud. It sounds like it's like a siren. Somebody somewhere is dealing with some massive trauma. And it's layers that got to be peeled off them. You got to choose to hurt. You got to choose the way that you want to, be in pain. You can't run from it. When you start to feel yourself, because this is what I do when I do sessions. When I ask a person, I go really, really deep first. And I say, what is the first thing that you picked up when I asked that certain question? And they will pause. Someone will be like, they'll do that. Because now this is something that they have been running from, but they can no longer run from. So I'm telling you, dig deep, and whatever you pick up, take a deep breath, scream, cry, whatever it is that you need to do so you can release. That is the first part of the healing. It's about dealing with what you choose to hurt about. You don't want to pick up the phone and Lord gonna be like, nope, don't pick up the phone and call no friends, no family, nobody. You're gonna have to sit and deal with yourself. A lot of people are running from themselves. And this is why they can't heal. They don't sit with themselves long enough. If one thought come in their mind, they gone. They done fired up a whole blunt. It's just one thought. They don't want to deal with anything. One sting come in their heart. They got to go find somebody to get under to cuddle with. One wrong move on your body, you uncomfortable. You going to drink. That stuff don't work. You got to deal with your pain. You got to stop coping. Because coping hurts. It doesn't feel good. But healing hurts as well. So you choose your poison or you choose your position. But I still need you to choose to hurt. So grace and peace to you all. When God releases me again, I'll be sure to do the will of the Father, which will be Friday. So I pray that this help who it need to reach. I pray that as you continue to sit with me throughout the month of August, that you heal everything that is concerning you. Healing is very, very big in my life. If you don't heal, you're not going to get to where you need to be. Y'all be blessed.